These are the Tecsee Honey Peaches, a switch that uses a pole made out of brass. So my first impression of these was that the pole might be palm in the middle with some kind of metal cover on it. I cut the pole open and it turns out the whole pole is made of brass, and that attaches to the rest of the stem. Tecsee hasn't been a popular switch manufacturer for a while more and more different switches popped up. Factory looping has improved over the past 2 or 3 years. Tecsee switches aren't very well known aside from their socket switches designed by Bolsa Supply. And this is one of the first Tecsee switches I've bought in a long time, so I was wondering how one of their newest switches would stack up to the modern standards of factory loop switches nowadays. Turns out it's not that bad, and probably because this coat of lube looks relatively very thick. It looks bad, but it doesn't feel over lubed at all. It's still a little scratchy, and that's coming from the legs rubbing up against the leaf where there's the least amount of lube, so I would recommend lubing that part at least. The spring has some crunch to it, and the leaf has a little bit of ticking. Because of how clacky the switch sounds, it is a bit hard to distinguish what's the sound of the switch bottoming out, leaf ticking, or spring crunching. It's just that in its stock form, there's extra sounds that I can hear. It's subtle, but once I hear it, I can't really unhear it. Lubing does help and gets rid of most of these extra noises, but it's not perfect. I can still hear a bit of leaf ticking. I don't think my sound test will pick up on it well, but these are definitely something I'm not going to use that much, if at all. For the price of 70 cents each, it's really not worth it. Maybe if you're really into Franken switching, I guess it would be cool to buy these for the sake of harvesting the stems. And speaking of Franken switching, I already tried pairing these with the Wu-Tui Studio Jades. The WS Jades have a whole metal piece in the bottom of the stem post, which I thought would be cool with the metal pole of the honey peaches, but the leaf of the Jades don't work with the stem of the honey peaches, as in they don't actuate at all when you press on them. Anyway, here's the specs, and here's the sound test. Thanks for watching.